This is Alan Bush with the Daily Financial Forecast for Thursday, December 27th. Stock Index futures yesterday putting in a stupendous performance with sharp gains, with the Dow registering its largest point gain in history, although this is little consolation after a very dismal December performance. Some of these gains given back today with the indices lower. Longer term, though, it still appears that the low interest rate environment will ultimately cause this market to recover. But until then, we have all of these headwinds, the U.S.-China trade situation, the partial government shutdown as negatives. So I do believe that there are better markets to trade where the fundamentals are more aligned in the same direction. We'll get into that in just a minute. But starting out in the currency markets, the dollar index a little bit lower as interest rate differential expectations appear to be turning a bit negative as the Fed seems to be less inclined to raise rates next year, according to the financial futures markets, but not according to the Fed statement from last week. Some flight to quality buying coming into the yen and the Swiss franc in light of lower indices today. But now the good part. Interest rate markets higher again today, with the bonds almost a full point higher. It still appears that the Fed, in my estimation, will not be in a position to raise rates in 2019. Financial futures markets basically believing the same, with only a 24% probability of a rate hike from the Fed next year. And in fact, there is a 10% probability of a rate reduction from the Fed in 2019. All of this is very supportive to the interest rate futures markets, especially the bonds. So I would continue to trade the credit markets from the long side, especially the bonds. Also, these same fundamentals are supportive to the gold market, which is also closing in on multi-month highs. So the treasury markets and the gold market and also silver, I think, should be traded from the long side. These are the markets where I would focus on, and I think there are good gains likely ahead for these markets. So good trading, everyone. Once again, remember, these are my opinions alone and are not the opinions of ADMIS or Archer Daniels Midland.